Okay, we're going to start this set. So we're finally going to start doing some larger sets. So we'll start with a not quite as huge as some of the other sets I've got. Set is... I can't use English. So we're going to open up there, and we're going to open up the box. It has been a wild, exciting time. I actually can't remember if I mentioned the fact that I got a really cool large city set. Tomorrow though is... oh my gosh. How many bags are there? 3. Are there 3 books? There are 2 books. I assume that this also covers bag number 3. Or maybe the numbers don't. This is bag 1 and a half, and the other one's bag 3 and a half. Bag number 2 is going to be very exciting. So that's at the back of the box. This is last year's, I think, when they were doing all the spacey things. They had the space themes in the city, and then they had them in the Friends. So yeah, I always buy last season's because it's way cheaper. So if you're here for the latest things, I did that one last time, so you know that was pretty hip and new. There's a bag of jelly beans on the table that's from that last thing as well, and a stapler and a battery and a whole bunch of other things, and of course a dinosaur. I bought another one of these yesterday. They must think I'm very weird. Let's open this up. Let's get started. So today I'm feeling like I might be getting a cold, which I kind of feel like I'm going to every time I don't get enough sleep. And I haven't been very good at getting, like last night I went to bed like kind of at the right time, but then I took a while to get to sleep, and then I didn't sleep in as much as I wanted to, and it's all crazy. So there's a map. There's a map to the treasure, so that's going to be nice. Now this is how they're going to go from their house, and they're going to meet up, and they're going to... my next door neighbour's got the chainsaw out, so they're chopping up something. Who can tell? If this wasn't this channel, I probably would have made a dark and terrifying joke. So that goes there, and then that one goes there. Well, I mean, they are going camping in this, so you want to have your scary stories of people with chainsaws. I'm sure Aaliyah and Nova like scary stories. So anyway, we've done these guys before because they've got their little disabled doggy. So it will be nice to catch up with them, but the dog isn't in this bag. They'll be in the next bag. So that one goes there. Yeah, so tomorrow is price drop day, so I'll head on down to the secret Lego shop where I get all my cheap Lego, and maybe buy some cool things. But there's always the chance that actually there aren't anything left. So, and they're like this thing here, like this one I bought cheap-ish, but not quite as cheap as I probably would have liked. Like, it was still dirt cheap, but you just get so used to things being dirt cheap that I was kind of like hoping. I was just like, but the reason I did it is like, you know, I could wait till next week and it will be cheaper. But what if somebody bought it in the meantime? Because it was a good price. And there were 2 other boxes of this. And I thought, wow, that was a bit silly because there's 3 boxes of this. There's three ones of these left in the shop. So it's highly unlikely that all 3 will get sold. But I did get this one, and then I came back the next week and the other 2 had gone. And there was a really cheap one last week, which was a Harry Potter set. And I was like, but there was quite a few of those. And I was like, I almost got it. And then I was like, but it will be even cheaper next week. And it's not actually that exciting. You can kind of see why. It's just like, it's a privet drive. Is it privet drive? It's just Hedgehog, the owl. And that's pretty much it. You just make the owl in a little box or something. And I'm like, well, no, it's not that fascinating. You'd have to be pretty die hard Harry Potter head to want that. Maybe not. I mean, you know, some people are into the weirdest things. There are some weird people out there, after all. And what are we actually making? This is getting exciting. But so hopefully there's some of those left, because they will be dirt cheap this week. Dirt cheap. They'll be down to the clay cheap. They'll be down to the tectonic plates cheap, I hope. Whoa, and I dropped this. And we're going to turn this to there, and that one's going to go there. We're making some kind of tree, or a thing. So far it's been enjoyable. What we have done so far. There's a blue flower. I don't get enough of those ones. And I think the lighting might not be that good because I haven't turned on all the lights. But what are you going to do? Sue me? Probably not. Unless you're Elon Musk. So, ooh, got political. And then that one goes there. And I'm going to cough. And we've missed out a piece that at some point we didn't have this piece. That piece goes there. And then we're going to finish off the top of this. And yeah, so there's been some exciting things that have happened recently, and now that I just say the words exciting things, I've forgotten what they were. I'm sure I mentioned that I hit somebody on a powered wheelchair. That was a bit of an incident. These things happen. Though I damaged my bike wheel and have had to replace it, but I need to buy a touring stand. Like, I have a touring stand, I have 2 touring stands, but they're kind of like, you know, portable ones. I want a proper one. I want one that I can stick on my desk, on my work bench, and do properly. A touring stand is the thing that you use when you have a bicycle wheel and it has spokes, and you want to replace the spoke, and you want to make sure the wheel is properly centered and all right, which another word for that is true. It's a little stand, and you spin the wheel around and you adjust the little spokes until they're all nice and tight and just the right way, and you have to do it in a certain way of doing it, because there's like multiple things you have to take care of at once. It's quite fun. It's a bit of an art. I have successfully done it a couple of times, and I have not done it successfully at least one particular time, my very first time. The wheel did last for a good long while, and then eventually it ripped itself to pieces, and that was a bit sad. But subsequent goes have in fact proved fruitful. Like, practice makes perfect, as I think the saying. So what is this thing? Which was undoubtedly my first sort of thing that pushed me to like wanting to do things myself instead of like you go to a bike mechanic and they're just the worst. Like, I don't know how it is in your country or your experience, your personal experience, but I never felt that they were really, you know, being that helpful, and they kind of like get you to do things you don't really need to do, and they think you're a bit silly. And sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're kind of cool. But then you're like, I think I'd rather learn to do this myself. And I did. And I have not taken my bike to a mechanic for many years. Which are probably, you know, I don't actually do a very good job because I don't service my bike as much as I should. So, like, I do need to change the gear. I do need to change my brake pads, which I will probably do tomorrow, because I think I've got to the point where it's like, you're going to die on a horrible car accident if you do not fix up these brakes. Or I could switch to a bike that has disc brakes, like sensible people do. So I do actually own 2 bikes with disc brakes that have got really good disc brakes, but I haven't used them for years because they need their pedals replaced, and I didn't have the tools to take the pedals off before. Which sounds weird, because I did have the tools to take the pedals off before, but they were stuck on really hard, and I drilled a hole through the cranks and everything, and my drill wasn't very good. But over the years I have increased my toolage potential, and now I can easily fix it. I just haven't got around to it. So there we go. Tools make everything. And there's one thing you learn really when it comes to fixing up things, is that half of this is just having the right tools. Once you have the right tools, you can do a really good job. And if you don't have the right tools, you just can't. So, or you can, but not always, and you're less likely to. So that one goes there. So it's not always, I mean, sometimes it's a bit of skill. It's a bit of skill. And like I fixed up my washing machine recently, and I could have done that entire repair. Like I did a few extra things, but to do the things that I actually needed to do, I really just needed a simple screwdriver, so there wasn't really any other requirement there. So it was not always the case that tools. So then I bought it, okay, and then we go here. And that goes there. We've done this. And we're making a lot of blue here. Oh, this is actually just connecting it together. I thought there was going to be a lot of extra work just to get all that. But now we've got this. I don't know if I like... Oh, this is the entire background. I feel like there's grey. I mean, it makes sense, but you never see the grey. It's like all used up. So we've made this, and then we're going to put one there, and it's all blue. This is actually kind of satisfying. You've made a big blue. This is the sky, and that's gonna. I feel like I'm gonna put the stars on before I connect it up, and that bit goes there, and that bit goes there. And we're supposed to put stickers on things. I don't even know where the stickers are. I think I left the stickers in the box. And this is definitely the kind of thing that you really want at least a printed, but I don't know if I don't think I have to put the stars on exactly where they're supposed to go. I'm just going to put them anywhere I want, and no one can stop me. And that one can go down there. And then we have a blue thing with a galaxy on it, which is weird. And then we're going to have we've got quite a few blue things. One blue thing, and well, there's just a whole bunch of blue things, so you can put a whole bunch of planets on there. And but I feel like you don't actually need, like, to get it. You can at least get, like, if we get this and we put that there, that's the moon. That's clearly the moon. So I don't know if we actually need all the other bits. And there's a little tiny moon, and there's some more. There's a lot of stars. They give you extra stars. Okay, there's 3 extra stars plus there's a blue star, plus probably a spare star. So that's all there, and then we're going to put their heads together and work out what's really happening, what's actually going down. Have I got the right heads together? Why have I got 2 heads? Oh, she's got 2 different expressions, and they have to give you 2 heads because you can't do the double. You can't do the back to head. The back to. Oh, I can't talk. You can't. Oh my gosh, there's another one. What's that one? It's a clock. There's a. Okay, that's not from the set. There's a space clock. Space clock. Okay, space clock. And weirdly enough, that is not at 10 past 2 or whatever the time is on many photographed clocks, which is why the reason that AI has apparently some difficulty making up clocks that do not say 10 past 10 to 10 past 2, whatever it is. Well, no, it's 10 to 2. That's right. Anyway, so that the hands look like, they look like that. Oh, I can't do it. They look like the stuff. Anyway, where's her hair gone? I just had her here. I put it on her. That's why I'm confused. So that's her here, and I've forgotten her. Your name is Alia. I know someone named Alesia, and I always forget her name, but I've just remembered it now. So there we go. Thanks for that. And Nova. And I know someone named Nova. Or I have known someone named Nova. I don't really interact with them anymore. So I don't know what this is. Is this when she sees aliens? Oh my gosh. And here's a tiny little hedgehog, which I have to admit is a weird looking hedgehog. Is it meant to be a hedgehog, or is it a porcupine with the eyes on it? Or is it a pine, I was going to say a pine cone with eyes on it, or is it a porcupine? I am assuming it must be a porcupine. Oh, and I've almost dropped it. So, which feels odd because I'm sure that is smaller than a hedgehog piece. And I live in a country that doesn't have porcupines, so I don't really know too much. I always feel porcupines are larger than hedgehogs, which is why I'm confused by this. At least the hedgehogs in the country that I live in. So there you go. So we've made everything, and we will continue on to make... I feel like we've made the bulk of it. No, we haven't. We have an entire truck and a tent thing to make, so I can see where the rest of the stuff is going to come into handy. And we have a little dog. Like they do look like a pine cone that just fell on the ground. They are in the forest or something. This does remind me of that movie, which I forgot the name of, where there's just three guys trying to track an alien signal, and it's like a low-budget indie film. Anyway, thanks for watching. We will continue this next time. Have a good evening. Bye.